Hey guys, I'm ADY from TESTEAGLES. We are back on the road for the first time in a million years. Doing our 25th anniversary for our album Non-Comprehenders. And yeah, I don't know, October, November, we're here.
Starts in October. Beautiful, mate. Thanks for joining us. How you going?
Yeah, good, good. How are you?
Yeah, good, brother. Good. Nice, fresh start to the day around lunchtime. I'm feeling good.
It is a little bit early, little bit early.
I just got an interview request before. They wanted me to talk to them at 11 a.m. ET time, and I looked at the calendar, and it's like 1 a.m. in the morning Brisbane time. It's like, nah, that ain't enough.
Oh, I mean, that would be my peak time though. I'd be ready to go personally.
Hey, you'll be fired. You're a bit tired now, eh? You'll be firing by then.
Yeah, I just rolled out of bed, man. That's
Hey,
why I
you're
got
looking
my
fresh.
coffee going here.
Looking fresh and good, brother.
Ah, thank you.
No worries. So as you said, Test Eagles are back with a bit of a spaced out run of shows. It starts at Mo's Desert Clubhouse on October 9th, then hits Adelaide,
Yeah.
Melbourne, and Sydney before winding up in Brizzy on November 13th. So getting close now, bro. How are rehearsals going?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. We played a show last year for the first time in like 20 years or something ridiculous. And then that was a nightmare trying to get ready for that. Like we had our doubts. We hadn't like played properly for a really long time. But this time around, we've kind of kept it together ever since we did that one-off show.
Mhm.
And we've been jamming. We built this really cool rehearsal space, and so we get to do this all day, every day, basically. So it's got us like really firing, and we're getting to try out new ideas, different things. And given the fact we're going to play non-comprehenders from start to finish on these shows, we get to play a song called Ocean for the first time ever because we never played that even back in the day.
Yeah, right. That actually raises a good point because you're going to play that album front to back, but did that pose any difficulties relearning it? Because when you wrote the album, you wouldn't have had it in the back of your mind that you're ever going to have to play the whole thing one day.
Ah, I know, right? I know, right? The opening song in particular, TE's in Style. I mean, that wasn't even that wasn't even really a song. Like when we made that up in the studio in like a couple of minutes because I don't know, I think we just wanted a breather, when you like concentrate on trying to track down all these songs that you've planned out for months and it's all like very serious. Um, we just like, I don't know, we had a break. We just wanted to kind of let loose a little bit. So we got in there and just kind of bashed and like jammed and like just made shit up on the spot. And that ended up becoming Tees in Style. And it's a bit noisy and messy and a bit yeah, unplanned, I guess. You can kind of probably hear it. So when we come to play that live, like I think we did it once or twice back in the day. We did it for the original album launch. And maybe that was about the only time we ever played that as well. So getting it together this time was pretty difficult. But we have all the time in the world to get ourselves organized, and technology these days makes it a little bit easier
Yeah,
too.
sure, for sure. Now, we won't dwell on this too much, bro, but the reason the tour is spaced out is to look after the health of bass player Dave. So, how's he doing? Is he all right?
Yeah, yeah. No, his health's been on the improve a bit. But yeah, you make a good point. Yeah, he needs he's got to get dialysis like now like a few times a week. So and even flying is like a little bit of an issue for him. So we just got to manage it properly. We don't want to like push him too hard. We don't want to do anything that's like bad for his health. But
Yeah.
he is super excited to be a part of it, man. I've never seen him like so like flow so hard with the
Sure.
just the idea of being on stage again and playing shows. It means so much for him, it gives him a real like purpose. So yeah, it's
Good heat.
cool. I'm glad he's out there doing it, but causes a couple of little. We've got to do some unusual things. We're playing some weeknights and having some weird gaps because of it, but all worth it.
Wouldn't be a bass player if they weren't messing your plans up somewhere, would it?
That's a great point. So true.
Now, the music world's vastly different these days from when you left it in 2008. So, have you made any adjustments to your live show, or is that going to be a step back in time as well?
Yeah, we struggled with this one for a while. We weren't sure if we should just do exactly the same as what we used to, or if we should spice it up a little. We've ended up making a few changes, mainly due to all the different technology available, and it gives you like all these ideas. And we kind of sat down and had a chat about it together and thought, back in the day, like if we never stopped, we were always kind of looking for the latest like bit of equipment and the latest like tricks and things to do. So I guess that's kind of how we justified changing now, or just like if we never got out of it, we would be completely different now than to what we were then. So we've embraced some new technology, which is letting us do some little bit of extra things. So I think it's a way better show than we ever could have done back in the day. And yeah, it makes it probably more entertaining and interesting.
What about the fact that you're 25 years older, bro? I know I can't do as many things now as I could 25 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, that's really, really interesting. I'm probably like on a personal note, I'm like way fitter now than I ever used to be. So I think that's good. Like some personal maturity and development there. It kind of makes it easier for me as a drummer, to play and perform and everything else. But I know like poor Matty on the vocals in particular, I think his vocal cords when it comes to like screaming and stuff like that, it's like, um, yeah, but I think like mentally as well, like I was saying before about maturing, like we see music a little bit differently now as well. We see and maybe even performing, but music definitely we see it in a different light than we used to. We were so young and dumb back in the day, and now we're just old and dumb.
That's actually a good point you made there, bro. Like you see music differently, you see life differently. So these songs were written in a completely different period of your life. So what's it like revisiting them now to learn them all again?
Yeah. It's really interesting. I think some parts are kind of just like, what is this song? What like I was so disconnected from one or two of them. I was just like, is this even us? What did we do? That's pretty funny. But others like I reckon like I'm pretty proud of most of it. Like I reckon the album stands up pretty well. Like the recording's pretty nice. I really like our general message of the band kind of almost surprised me because I like half forgotten about it. But I think most of the songs, the lyrics and everything are pretty important. Like nothing too serious, but what I mean, like they were just like kind of positive. It's all about kind of trying to do your best in life and enjoying what you've got and being the best you can generally. I think that's, having a good time. It's pretty light-hearted, nothing serious, but yeah, I don't think there's like too much to like be like, oh, we
Too
were
much to cringe
terrible
about?
little teenagers and say, yeah, not too, I don't think it's too cringy. Like, I'm sure some people think we're a bit cringy here and there. I do
Yeah.
kind of cringe about the band name, to be honest. But it is what it
I
is.
did wonder about that, but I wasn't going to ask you.
Oh, it's fine. Like when we first started, we were like 14 and 15, and we were doing the band as a joke. Like we weren't taking it seriously at all. And someone dared us to call it that because I thought it'd be funny when we advertised it or whatever. And we kind of got popular in our local scene quicker than we thought. And then we always had
Change
it
it.
in there like, everyone knows us now. We can't change it. Like when we do the gig, when we started taking it more seriously. So
That's funny.
um yeah, I do. I fully cringe over the name, but it is what it is. In some ways, it's like, oh, I guess we don't take it too seriously still. So,
There's not many
oh,
bands
gee.
out there that got three testes in them, mate. So you're doing all right.
Right.
Now, Non-Comprehenders
Classic.
came out in 2000, which was the album that really launched you guys. But you actually formed in Adelaide in 1994 as a techno rock outfit, which it's a style that wasn't so popular back then. So where did the sound and the idea for Test Eagles come from?
Well, I think we all grew up in that age where we loved like rock and metal, but we also loved like rap and hip hop music. Like we were listening to NWA and Napalm Death at the same time. Like grade 8 in high school was Ozzy Osbourne, Obituary, Napalm Death. Yeah, NWA. a lot of hip hop stuff, but then you also had like Aerosmith and Run DMC doing that crossover, and then you had Anthrax, and Public Enemy. Oh, so much Public Enemy. So there was kind of that crossing that like became new metal, I guess, eventually. But I like to think that all the guys that ended up in new metal bands were probably similar kids to us, where we both like
Yeah.
those. But both those kinds of music were on the outer, you know, it wasn't the popular pop music. It was they were both a bit edgy. So we followed both along. And yeah, I guess it's just comes together as what it is. But then also we got a real interest in electronic music, maybe through like Depeche Mode and stuff like that. Yeah, I think Depeche Mode was probably the big one. I played a concert for like a music school when I was like learning drums as like a 13-year-old. And part of the show was these guys that did basically a full Depeche Mode like cover act, and both me and Maddie were watched it from the side of the stage because you know they were using drum machines, and we were just like, "Oh my God, what is this music? Like this is amazing!" And they had like the full synths going, you know, and everything. And I really think it was that week because we played like a few nights in a row. That was hugely impactful for us, and we got mega into like Depeche Mode and The Cure and all that kind of stuff, and got a lot of influence from that.
When it came to bringing all that together for your music, though, mate, like there wasn't really much you could compare it to or use as a platform. So how did you know when you'd gone too far in one direction or not far in another? Like, how did you find the balance, or do you think you never really did?
No, we totally didn't. I reckon that was one of our biggest problems. Like we didn't really fit in anywhere. Like we had some stuff that was kind of heavy, but we weren't really like we weren't metal really at any stage. But some of our songs kind of are. Um, and then we have a couple of rap songs, some chill, a bit of a poppy, like whatever. So I think we were pretty confusing, like schizophrenic kind of band, and I think a lot of people couldn't connect with us for that. But then at the same time, other people like appreciated us for it. Like I know personally, I really didn't like bands that everything kind of sounded the same, or you
Yeah,
knew what to expect. You know, that was just kind of like boring to me. So we thought we're just kind of keep it interesting and mixing it up. But the other thing is like we didn't really like each other that much. Like
right here.
at the start, like we all liked different music. Like even though like we kind of appreciated it, like not really. Like I was like when I was like really young, I if it had to be like really, really super heavy or like I just thought it was stupid, you know. Like I loved like Morbid Angel, and I was just like, that's kind of what I want to do. And I had my own bands playing that kind of music. We would do some like Slayer and stuff like that. And but Matty, he was into you know, Nirvana and like Mudhoney and some Dead Kennedys and stuff like that as well. And I was just like, oh yuck, how can you listen to that shit? Um, I mean, I appreciate it now, but
Yeah,
when I was like 13,
you're
I
young,
was
you
like,
don't.
oh yuck, that's crap. Where's the double kicks and the blast beats and stuff? Um, and then D probably was a lot more heavily influenced by hip hop stuff, you know. So we each brought our own kind of interests and styles into it. I think a lot of bands have that thing where they get together because they all have the same favorite bands and the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
favorite music,
And
and
that's
then
why the
they
music
end up
sounds the
sounding
same.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, but we didn't really get along in that musical way. So I think it made it interesting, but also hard to get, understand, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And you released several EPs between 94 and 2000, but it wasn't until you dropped Turn That Shit Up in 1999 that things started to really take off. But was that song so much different to what you had been doing?
Uh, maybe, maybe. We were guided by technology a little bit because when we first started doing the electronic stuff, we had this Akai SO1 sampler, and it was really, really super basic. Like you could only do the most basic stuff with it. Um, but then as new equipment got released, we would like buy it and then try whatever we could do with it. And it all kind of happened so fast. Like looking back at it now, it happened so fast because it was like that month we'd be like writing this because this is the gear that we had, and then we'd buy a new thing like
Yeah.
3 months later, and that would like influence how we'd like put a song together because there's more things we could do. There was a few things like before Turn That Shit Up that was similar, but Turn That Shit Up was just one of those things, where it wasn't we kind of got lucky with it. It just happened. It was like a natural thing. We'd actually finished the album and Underdog was going to be the single. And the record company said, "Oh, okay, yeah, you need to do a B-side for Underdog." And so we had to go back into the studio and we went in there with no idea what we were going to do. We're like, "Oh, let's just write a song." And we booked it for one day. And yeah, we wrote, Turn That Shit Up in like, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, and just recorded it. And then, yeah, as soon as the day was over and we sent it out to everyone, they were just like, "Oh, no, this is your new single now. Now we need to go back in and record more B-sides." So,
Fuck, imagine if they hadn't told you to go and do a B-side then and write that single, how different things might have been for you.
oh yeah, yeah, no, exactly. It's amazing. I think I don't really quite understand. I think the good songs though do flow really easily, where like some songs you can like work on it for months and months to try and get right, and maybe just like beating a dead horse kind of thing, because
Yeah.
like maybe you're taking an average idea and you're trying to make it good, so it's just hard work, whereas it just came out so quick, Turn That Shit Up. And yeah, and it was, yeah, crazy reaction, so amazing.
Okay, well, Turn That Shit Up and Underdog. Like after that, people lost their shit over you guys. They loved you. But did the success of those two songs make you more confident going into the full album, or were you still a little bit more? Did it put more pressure on you going into it, or was it easier?
Oh no, I mean, like I said, we recorded, the album was finished and then we wrote Turn That Shit Up and added it to it.
You just
And we
released
thought
that. Like, were you
Underdog
more
was,
confident about the release? Did you think people would get into you guys more because of those two songs?
nah, we had no confidence. Hey, I think we were just not really a confident band about anything, I don't think. Like, we were kind of confident playing on stage because we just played so many shows. But as far as whether people would like us or not, we were always a bit like worried of like, so scary putting out new music, and there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are like, "Oh yeah, that sucks. Oh, I hate this," and you probably listen to that more than the people that are like, "Oh, I love this."
Yeah,
But
unfortunately.
I remember the like our album went number one in Adelaide, and I think it was number eight or something nationally. And the morning we found that out, we were just like minds blown. Like, how did this happen? We did like 100 interviews that day, even with like the 6 o'clock news in Adelaide, like the whole lot. It was just like a whirlwind all of a sudden. It was just mind blowing, crazy.
Well, then, Non-Comprehendus was your only release before you disbanded in 2008. But did you have any new written, any new material written that was sort of left unrecorded or untouched?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We had heaps of it. We had some legal issues with a kind of a record company and a publishing deal and all sorts of stuff. So we had some issues with like who would own the music that we'd write from then on. So even though we did actually write and record stuff, it was just complicated. We couldn't really put anything out. But we recorded a whole bunch of stuff and it's still there, unreleased. Some of it's pretty cool. We had an amazing experience where we got to record a song with Vernon Reid from Living Colour.
Wow.
Yeah, he played guitar on one of our songs, and it's crazy that we never released it. It's just, I mean, maybe one day. I think we'd probably have to get it mixed again and maybe update it a little bit because that was, yeah, back in 2003 or something when we recorded it. So
Have you
it's so
spoken about it as a
old
band?
now.
Have you spoken about it as a band releasing it or doing anything?
We haven't really like totally settled on what we're gonna do. Like, I think we might do like a combination, but I mean the music world's so different now as well. And I don't know if I understand it. Like,
Well,
to
they
me,
didn't
it seems
understand it
like you
back
can
then, did
just
they? So difference.
so true. But I think I don't know if you need to do an album now, right? You could just put out some songs here and there on
Way of the world,
Spotify and
yeah.
everything and deal with it. But it seems you have to have a video for every song now as well or something. So
Yeah. That actually
I
shows
think we'll
how ahead of
figure it out.
it shows how ahead of your time you guys were though. If you've got a song with Vernon Reid, like collaborations are popular nowadays, but back then they weren't. So you were doing collabs before collabs were even cool.
Yeah. Well, I think we played. we kind of played with jungle funk, kind of. But we had some different acts and stuff going on that we'd do. Maddie had like an electronic act. We all had like different kind of things in the scene, and we became good friends with a couple of the guys from Living Colour. So when they would come to town, we could kind of hang out or whatever. So it was more of like that that vibe, really. Just like it's when you play music with someone, you really connect with them on a different level. Like when you're jamming out, you play a little thing and they play a little thing back, and you're kind of like inspiring each other in a jam. It's just different kind of like special relationship, and it's so cool for us. It was amazing for us to do it with them because like we were like 12 and 13, like watching
Wow.
them on the Grammys and stuff, just being like, oh, idolizing these people. And then I guess 10 years later, like jamming out with them. It's like amazing. But
Living the dream, brother. Living the dream.
yeah, it was. It was surreal, hard to understand. But yeah.
Yeah, now, we mentioned earlier that you came back last year for Froth and Fury in Adelaide. You at that stage you were just coming back for a one-off show, but now you've got a full tour. Like, is it more daunting coming back now, taking it out on the road rather than just playing a festival that there's heaps of other bands there and it's not just you?
Yeah, it's a little bit scary. Like again, we're probably still full of self-doubt. So we kind of feel like I've been having nightmares about, I get on stage and there's like two people there or something. Because it's like, oh, does anyone like remember us or care? But I know I'm being silly with the self-doubt because, tickets have been selling really well and Adelaide sold out. The others are getting pretty close, I think. So we're doing pretty well there. But yeah, you have some doubts when it's the more like you're saying, there's more of attention on us and like we're kind of like we've got to play longer. Like we're kind of the main thing now. Yeah, we don't get to hide behind other bands, so it's trickier, but we're more ready now. We it was a lot of work getting ready for Froth, but now we're back in the game. So oh
Yeah.
gee.
Well, I'll be at the Gold Coast show, brother, so you're guaranteed at least one person there.
Hey, I love it. The best person there is too.
What a
Go for
guy.
it.
Hey, you not going to surprise us by playing any new songs? You haven't got anything new whipped out for the tour?
I don't think so. We have been playing some new songs, but I think the plan is to do a couple of the classics and then the album and then a few of like, yeah, the old stuff. So we get requests in the DMs all the time. Oh, you have to play this and you have to play that. Because I guess we do have that nostalgia thing for people. We've heard some pretty amazing stories actually from old fans who all sorts of stuff, people that are like, oh, me and my husband, we met at one of your shows back in 1996, and now we've got kids and they're going to come to the show. And oh, can you play this song? Because that's the one we used to really love. And so we've got to kind of be respectful for that. I think this is a bit of a nostalgia tour being the anniversary thing. And I think to use up some of our set time with things that people have never heard might be like not the right thing to do. So if we're going to do that, that will perhaps be a thing further down the track. Yeah.
No worries at all, brother. All right, well, we'll leave you with that, mate. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I'll definitely be at the Gold Coast show. Where can people go to find out more about the tour and get tickets?
That's such a great question. You can check out our socials. We've got links everywhere there on Instagram and Facebook. We even have a TikTok now. It's not doing much, but you can check that out, I guess, if you're a child.